Good afternoon, cult members, and welcome to Pop Culture Cult. I'm Sean.
I'm Janice.
And welcome to our trailer reaction for The Crow. We've been waiting for this for like 25 years, so... And here we go, The Crow. Go.
What's the first thing you liked about me?
I thought that you were quite brilliantly broken.
Oh.
You feel like my person?
You feel like my person.
What's the worst thing you've ever done?
I saw things.
Well.
I shouldn't have seen any of it.
Oh, this is not good.
Please don't do that!
Is that new Guns N'
When
Roses?
someone dies, a crow carries their soul to the land of the dead.
They're supposed to.
But sometimes something so bad happens that the soul cannot rest.
That's
That was
not
cool.
nice.
Until you put the wrong things right.
All right.
You were given the power of a god. But you're running out of time to save her.
Oh.
Can't kill.
Oh!
Oh, damn.
I'm a single one of them. I killed you.
Yeah, you did.
Not well enough, apparently.
He came for us.
He looks the part.
Yeah.
Anger.
It's not anger. It's love.
Look at what you've become. You know that love promises only pain.
Oh.
You have no idea what hell awaits you.
Oh.
No, I do.
Resourceful.
Yeah. Well.
How many people have you loved?
I'll never be alone.
Coming soon.
Coming soon.
Okay. Danny Hudson. That was the other. I was trying to figure out who the bad guy is or whatever.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So this is obviously going to be more intense than
Yeah.
the original was. Again, like you said, 25 years later. So.
Probably more than that. It's been a minute. They've been trying for 20 years to get this redone.
Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, I think we saw it when we were dating on Christmas Eve.
That was like 30 years ago.
No. We've been married for 25 years.
Dating for a while. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to talk about the story about why this has kind of taken so long. It has been in developmental hell for whatever we decide the timetable. Let's just cut it in half. And say,
I said 25. It's probably 27.
Yeah. Everybody's been attached to this thing, okay, including Jason Momoa. Jason Momoa for a long time was connected to this to play Eric.
Yeah.
And stuff. But I find it interesting. So we really liked the first one.
Yeah.
And Brandon Lee, Bruce Lee's son, dying on set. You can go down a deep rabbit hole in the whole Lee family curse and
yeah.
and people making sure that he died on that set or whatever. But there's been a lot of kind of fight to get another one done. They did City of Angels, which I liked City of Angels, and they did Salvation. It doesn't exist. Like Highlander 2 doesn't exist.
Right.
But this is an interesting story. The concept of coming back from the dead for revenge, out of love, to strike revenge on those who took you,
Right.
is a very interesting story. We haven't necessarily had a story like this in modern theaters in quite a while.
Right. Which is, now that you mention it's interesting, because you feel like everybody's done every story every
Right.
different way, and this one, off the top of my head, maybe somebody else say something in the comments, but off the top of my head, I can't think of where they did this kind of avenge, love avenge, because he's dead, but he's resurrected to.
I'm think like Peppermint was that way, but it was the woman's side. And her
She
whole
didn't-
family gets killed.
Yeah, but she
doesn't
didn't
get killed.
die. Yeah.
It's
Yeah, the whole avenging your family or your loved ones
is not
death
yeah.
is definitely been done, but when the protagonist is dead themselves
Yeah,
and
yeah.
can't die, that's throws an interesting twist in there. And I mean, this is we felt like the first one was pretty edgy, hardcore 25 years ago,
Yeah, oh,
right?
yeah,
And
yeah.
so it makes sense that audience tastes have changed and maybe matured, maybe not. So they have to crank it up a notch. I wasn't sure about Bill Skarsgård. I mean, we
love
love
Bill.
we
Like,
love the Skarsgårds.
yeah.
They're great, but yeah, he yes,
He totally.
that's
it
who
totally,
it should have been.
He definitely comes across as the modern rock and roll kind of feel to him,
Yeah,
which is the one thing that Eric had, that grungy kind of rock and roll that we got in that time period.
Mm-hmm.
Very much felt that. The other thing too is about the original movie is that it is visually dark the entire way, and it's not until the end where the sun comes out and the story is told through Eric, but it's their kind of adopted daughter,
It's the little girl, yeah.
that they spend a lot of time with. This is just Eric going on a killing spree to get rid of everybody,
Right,
at least the way they presented it in this trailer.
this is almost John Wick. And
right,
the Crow.
and that's kind of what I was trying to say. Going to was it very much has that color and light in bringing that kind of aesthetic that we get in John Wick. Part of the reason why we love John Wick is because it doesn't shy away from. He reloads his gun. John takes damage. Like all that stuff. Like they don't. You can see all the action. There's very short cuts, or very long time between cuts. That's a better way of putting it. And that kind of has the same feel here. You take that aesthetic. You have the undead who can strike revenge on the old white dude who kills ballerinas, and go.
Yeah,
Instead of doing the story before, which was a drug deal gone bad,
right,
essentially.
right.
And then Eric coming back, and then him, the she was the next flat over, or
Yeah.
like something. I can't. It's been a minute since I watched it.
Yeah,
but-
like a latchkey kid. Mom wasn't around, or mom was a drug
Instead
addict,
of telling
or whatever.
that story, that version of the story, now you tell this story of the old white dude, trying to stay in power by killing off the people who shouldn't have been there, at least in his eye, is a very modern take on that story.
Yeah.
And so I think that could be a lot of fun. But
Yeah.
he looks the part. They're not shying away from the blood and the gun violence. And if that is not your thing, I totally get it. That is a acquired taste. But go watch the original. buy the soundtrack because that soundtrack
Yeah.
was amazing.
Yep, listen to the crap out of that.
And I'm hoping that this has that kind of same feel to it. That's why I
Yeah.
was like, is this new Guns N' Roses? I'm not a big Guns N' Roses fan, but that sounded like new Guns N' Roses.
Yeah, I don't know if it was Guns N' Roses.
It's definitely Axl.
Yeah.
I definitely think it's Axl.
Okay. All right.
But let us know what you thought of this trailer and our reaction to it in the comments down below. Please be nice. That is a requirement around here. Like this video, subscribe to the channel. It's free and it helps us. Follow us on all the social media stuff, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Links to the description down below. Especially TikTok for as long as we can. Fuck the House of Representatives. And until next time, cult members, good afternoon, good evening, and good night now.